What's up, Pizza Pirates? I'm Ellen. This is Patrick. We're here with your host, Evan, with today's episode of Pizza Talk.
Alright, so we're here with Patrick and Ellen, not DeGeneres.
Different one.
So how did you guys meet?
I think we met just through friends of friends.
That's how it usually happens.
Yeah.
I think I said hi, and you were like, whatever.
I think.
How
And then
could you?
I had to say hi like 3 times before she was like, all right, maybe I should start saying hi
I was
back
like,
to
why
this
is he
person."
still in my room?
Why is
Who is
still
he?
here?
I'm just joking.
It appears that the piece is missing. Ellen, can you tell us what happened here?
Sure. Solve the mystery of the missing pizza.
Yeah. We're gonna need
I
a detective on this, which is you, so.
I did give 2 pieces away to a homeless man while I was driving here. It's cold out today, and he looked hungry, and I never ever have any spare money, but I sometimes have spare pizzas.
Can you tell us where we are right now? And what this beautiful piece is?
Yes, right now we are in the gallery of Playground Detroit, which is a Detroit-based art gallery, and I'm having a show here on Friday, which is like 3 days from now. And
When this is released, it's already gonna be done for the viewers.
yes, sorry.
We apologize. This is a public apology. Thing. All right, continue.
This whole video is a public. This is one of the pieces that's going to be in the show. It's unfinished. Oh, it says together. It does that very infrequently, so we picked a magical moment to look at it right now.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So, what were you guys' childhoods like?
I thought when I was a child that I would be a ballet dancer. I was like real committed to that goal. But I was actually a pretty fat child, and so that sort of deterred me.
You know?
Oh
You've
man,
had
he's seen so many
experience?
pictures. Like fat gingers aren't ideal candidates for ballerinas. Although I do feel like I'm an amazing dancer.
I've actually seen you dancing with your thing on Vimeo. It was like,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
with you just like zoning out, like.
I feel like if I wouldn't take a ballerina-ing again, I would do maybe something a little more like
Yeah,
too rigid.
Pop locking and dropping it.
Yeah, just a little freestyle action.
In a
Yeah.
tutu.
In a tutu. Hell yeah.
Talking about sacrificial lambs, you said in the playground interview, what did you say? You said you're going to sacrifice yourself to the gods for the art world or something like that?
Sacrificed. I think probably I said I sacrificed sheep. Oh, bathe myself in the warm
Yes.
blood of art and design. That was an interesting ceremony.
Is that, you talking literally? You're going to find one of these and then bathe in the
Well,
blood?
it already happened. Yeah, it happened
Oh, it's
a while
already
ago.
happened. Now
Yeah.
you're like have a hot tub of blood and you're just chilling.
No, I emptied it out of the hot tub.
It was just like an evening.
It's really
Oh.
quick. Just like
Dip in,
you
wash
splash
yourself
around,
up.
It was
gargle.
like a baptism of sorts, the art
Oh.
gods. It was like, he was like, no, I'm an artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Bloody mess everywhere, but it was worth it. Because now we're here in the Lightworks, sponsored by pizza? Maybe. You guys like these wool socks?
I really did.
Oh yeah.
They're like, they're warm. So, let's get out. Let's get outside, let's get out of this room and let's do a little old pizza tour. Let's go see your works together, your works there, present here. We're here, we're live, we're jiving, we're livin' with Patrick. We're out of the interview station. Patrick, I love your sweater. So what do we got here?
This is called Orbital Lamp, and it's the first. Thanks. This is the first light I made. So before I was talking about just shining an LED on a piece of paper and being like, wow, that's kind of neat. Well, this is the first experiment.
Look at this piece. Can you tell us what's going on right here?
There's a small light snake trapped inside this colorful box.
How did you capture that?
A light net.
So what is the story behind this one?
It's just like a really simple rule that generates all these different patterns and all these different complexities. So basically they all rotate at the same speed at the same time, but because some of the rings are larger than the other rings, they take longer to go around.
This is called patchwork. We painted it 2 summers ago, and all these patterns are based on patterns that we found around Detroit.
So you were talking about earlier that most of your stuff that you do, like the basketball courts and the tables, only last for a limited time. Is this going to stay here forever in eternity, or what do you think is going to happen to it?
It will definitely still be here after any sort of apocalypse. It started out as me being like, I need help, I'm freaking out, I don't know how to carry ladders and stuff, ah! And then it ended up being just like, then we painted it together.
What is your inspiration for Lightworks?
I would say when I started coming to Detroit and seeing, like going to Movement Electronic Music Festival and seeing just like kind of the underground music scene and listening to the music, seeing the lights, I think that was a big inspiration for me, just like wanting to make work that's like of that world. I'm interested in work that like removes people from themselves for a second.
Yeah.
They like lose where they are, lose a sense of self, and just kind of like almost like a meditative quality. Get lost for a moment.
Woo woo! This pizza's fire.
When is the best time to create something?
After 2 cups of coffee and before your 3rd beer.
And it's like, I feel like you smoke some weed and you're like about to leave the house, and like as you're putting shoes on, you're like, oh my god, that's brilliant. And so you don't leave the house at all because you don't make it. But you do get a good idea.
What aspects of each other brings out the best of each other while working together?
Ellen throws a lot of crazy out there, and I'm somehow able to just like contain it and direct it in certain ways. And conversely, I feel like Ellen pulls some crazy out of me that usually I might keep inside.
Yeah, I think that's really true. I think that, yeah, that's definitely true. There's definitely like maybe an erratic tendency of me to do things that's just like, we should do this, and this, and what about this? And Patrick's like, that's
And I'm
okay,
like, ah.
cool. Let's take those things and let's organize them into piles. And like, let's distill the stuff that actually makes sense given the money we have and the time.
Yeah.
And so he takes parts of the crazy, and then the stuff that's just like garbage, then we just sort of, I part with it. And he's willing to accept some of the crazy and be like, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's try that weird shit. It's fun to work. We like laugh a lot, make a lot of really absurd jokes, do a lot of weird things at weird hours. We had to paint these basketball courts downtown, and there was one time when we had to like wash the courts to get all this dirt off before we could like put a sealer coat, and they weren't drying, so we just rolled around on the basketball courts to dry
Like
them with
worms.
our bodies
Like
and
worm
like
sponges.
worms.
Wow.
It was 4 a.m. and we just were like, they're not drying. So we just rolled around.
Here's another funny story about that.
Okay.
The very first day we go to
Okay.
paint the courts, Ellen is kind of like a mural baptism, spray paints a dick on the court. And then we're like testing colors and stuff, and etc. And then it starts to rain, and there's like it's like coming down really hard, and then there's like, we look at the forecast, it's not gonna stop, and it's like people are gonna be on the courts next day. We're supposed to like wrap up the courts so they look like they're clean, like they're not in process, and so like so basically it's like 2 a.m. and there's
Everything washes away. except for the dick. It's just there. It's so big. And
Like-
it wasn't going away. And so it was like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We're trying to paint over it. The rain is washing away the paint except for the one dick. And it was just like the weirdest problem where I was like, I can't believe that this is my life right now. I'm a 26-year-old woman. I'm going to get fired from my best job I've ever had because I painted a dick.
Well,
But that is life.
that's life.
Ready, set, go, start it.